test Twitch stream here, kind of seeing what kind of quality we can get. This is a PC stream. This is the first time I'm streaming from the PC to Twitch, so we'll see how this goes. And we're going to play a couple toy boxes. Like I said, it's just a test. So we're not doing anything really serious. We're not here to promote anything. We won't be taking a look at PC Major 1 stream. This is the first time I'm streaming from the PC to Twitch, so we'll see how this goes. And we're going to play a couple toy boxes. Like I said, and let's see. I did actually pick out a couple that I'm going to try here. I think the first one, let's see if I maybe downloaded them actually. Play. No. Build. There we go. Toy box save. So we're going to play first off Rebel Racing. I have a link in the description below in case you want to check it out yourself. It is a play as the Star Wars Rebels and escape from the Empire race style. You know what? We'll play with Ezra. He is the free character, one of the 3 free characters, and level 0. Okay. So he's one of the free characters. This is one of the advantages of playing the PC game, if you haven't tried it yet, is they do have 3 trial characters and they do rotate. So Ezra's one, Spot, who was just released, is another. Last week they had Hulkbuster. So there you go. And the PC version so far has been pretty solid for me. I do have a decent graphics card running a good processor. So it's on the higher end. It's not a super awesome rig. It's not like a $4,000 system or whatever. I think I've put maybe $900 into it. Built it 2 years ago, only upgraded the graphic card since then. It runs solid at frame rate, 1080p. Very rarely drop below 60 frames per second. I think for the stream you're only going to see it in 30 frames per second simply because of streaming requirements. But I'm running it in 60. Seems to be doing okay. I know that people have had technical issues with it, and it's definitely not a perfect port. I think they are working on it. 2.0 unfortunately got kind of abandoned early on. Never got updated, but it sounds like they are working on this one. Alright, so let's take a look. This is a racetrack. You can see it starts right over there. And you got a couple choices of what car you want to start with. We've got the speeder bike, Endor, light racer from Tron. So it's not Star Wars, but Tron's close enough. You got a Sandcrawler, and Luke's Land Speeder. Now, of these, I think the best is probably the speeder bike, but I'm going to do this one. I haven't actually driven this course. Now, I have driven this course once, so I do know what to expect. And we'll go ahead and just do one race on it and then move on to another box. But I also want to talk about this briefly, the fact that now that Toy Box Speedway is out, that's the expansion, this costs $20 to get it most retailers. The Toy Box created levels really can't hold up to the standard. Part of that is they're very restricted with creation options. You know, you can't really do a battle race, you can't really do a 6-person race, they're all restricted to 4 people. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're just not as good. And that's not a commentary on creating them, it's commentary on the tools that are available. And they really needed to update the tools so that you can make levels on par with Toy Box Speedway. Now, having said that, I do actually really enjoy this race that was created here. It's not a fancy track, it's very straightforward. In fact, there's probably some auto-generation going on in here. But I like the design they used. I like that they've added in features to the level. I like having the TIE fighters attacking. They do actually kind of get annoying, like that. And, alright, I'm going to outrace this TIE fighter. They also added turbo lasers to a couple areas. They've got some cool smoke effects going on. It does seem like they maybe ran out of time. This was submitted for the Rebels Challenge, which I think is 3 weeks ago now, maybe longer. And you can tell towards the end of the track that there's not as much detail. In this part, You got some smoke effects, you got some turbo lasers, you've got some towers in the middle. And then you head back outside, and sure there's Star Destroyers, sure there are TIE Fighters, there's that little island there. Yeah. Budget right there. But once you get past this part, there's really not that much detail anymore. And you're racing through the entire, I don't know, last third, maybe? With pretty much nothing to look at but a couple Star Destroyers. Again, not a commentary on the creator. The creator did a good job. But, you know, something to keep an eye out for future creations. Maybe if we've got more time or they're not doing one for a contest. And also, speaking of contests, I do not believe this won anything in the contest. It's one of the 5 that the honorary mentioned. But that does not mean it's not worth checking out. But they definitely need more tools available for the creators. At least being able to create a battle race without having to put in a massive amount of programming. You can do it. You can set up weapons on the track, but I don't know if you can actually set it up to be a race when you do that. Also, you can't do time trials. You have to set up a specific pathing tool for that. You have to set up a challenge that can be done. And it can be done, but it's not easy. And it requires basic logical programming. Hopefully in 4.0 or even in an update for 3.0, we'll get better tools for the Toy Box creators, because having seen what was done with Toy Box Speedway, with the multi-tiered tracks that change between laps, the battle races, being able to race against 5 CPU opponents instead of 3, at least on the next-gen consoles, I think the PS3 and the Xbox 360, you can only race against 4 Wii U as well. But to have that kind of strip from the users, it's unfortunate. But that, okay, was Rebels Racing with Rebel Ezra Bridger. As you can see, simple track, not too complicated, but it is fun. It is enjoyable. If you want a quick race, it is fun with 2 players. I don't have a second player here to play it with at the moment, but I have played it 2-player. That makes for a pretty good race, especially if you get a good bumps fest going where you're jabbing back and forth at each other. Can't argue with that. And we'll go ahead and jump onto the second level here. Now I have 2 of them set aside in addition to that one, and we'll see which one pops up first on the list. Attack the Yard, that was the first one. Will you help the rebellion conduct a daring assault on an Imperial shipyard? This was part of Space Battle, which was from 2 weeks ago, I believe. Let's switch out Ezra. Who are we going to use? Han Solo. Or actually, Luke Skywalker, because I've got his outfit. Had to pay 10,000 sparks for it in this version of the game. The power discs in the PC version are a little bit weird. I think they need to probably address that. None of the 1.0 power discs are in here at all. The hex discs are, so if you want to use terrain, those are in there. A couple vehicles are in. But the power discs that give power-ups are not. You do have the summons, so I could summon Mace Windu or the Infinity Gauntlet, but I can't use Violet's Force Field, for instance, which gives an armor bonus or a Force Field, as the name suggests. Can't use Captain Jack's Lucky Coin or the Pieces of 8, whatever they call it, which increases money gains and so on. Those aren't in the game. Alright, well this is Attack on the Yard. Again, link is in the description if you want to download this level to your Disney Infinity game.
Back already?
And now,
can't stay away, can you?
Take a talk here. Pilot, are you ready? I don't know what it's trying to tell me I can activate with Luke Skywalker. Let's go over the mission one more time. Our agent has opened the access ports to the shipyard's power core. You have 90 seconds to take it out. That'll keep those Star Destroyers locked in their moorings. The shipyard structure will protect you from their main batteries. But watch out for enemy fighters. You'll need to keep them busy so the transport can get through. Then our strike team can infiltrate the station, extract our agent, and collect intel. They'll need a few minutes to get the job done. After that, escort the transport back here and collect your medals. We'll get multiple medals. All objectives will appear as yellow rings on your radar. Got it? Then get to your fighter. Let's go. Start challenge. Alright, I think we're going to use an X-Wing, although I could use the Millennium Falcon if I felt like it. So I have 90 seconds to get to the power coupling. Again, I have played this level, so I do know where things are, but it also isn't particularly hard to find. You also might have noticed, if you haven't played the PC version, that during the cutscene there, the mouse cursor was in the screen, and this is one of the issues with the PC version, is that does happen.
This is just what I needed.
Really hoping to fix that in a future update. Because while it's not really in the way, it is annoying. And so that may be better. Nicely done, TIE fighters. You are the pride of the Empire. It is amazing how often the TIE fighters will actually crash into each other or into buildings. It's great. I love it. Now I have to admit, one of my favorite games from way back when was X-Wing for the PC, and as a result, I kind of love
like I'm ready for anything
X-Wings
now.
and space combat games of all sorts, free space, the upcoming games. What is the name of that game? I can't remember it now. Can't remember, but any point. The point being, I love those games, and Rogue Squadron, of course, which is what this is more reminiscent of. So the Space Battles challenge that they did was like music to my ears. And there's some very good ones. They haven't announced the winners yet. I think they will announce those tomorrow. But it'll be good to see who wins. And I think there will be some very good ones. Transport is in. More fighters headed your way. Alright, I've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Destroy these fighters that are crashing into the walls.
I don't think they'll try that again.
I have very fond memories of Rogue Squadron for the Nintendo GameCube of all consoles, I would say. I think it was Rogue Leader. Though I do remember the original Rogue Squadron for PC and N64. And the fact that we have not had one in either the current generation or the previous generation consoles is just tragic. The last good game of that nature that I can remember is, what's it called? Pirate game from the original Xbox.
Hey, that's great!
I totally can't. I'm drawing a blank on something. My memory is terrible today, apparently. But yeah, Crimson Raiders, something like that. Crimson Pirates. Anyway, it was a fantastic game. It needs a sequel. X-Wing needs a sequel. Yes, I know that on Steam there are a number of very good games that have come out. Rebel Galaxy, I think, is one. Came out very recently. It's been getting good reviews. Of course, there's a remake of Descent coming out, which is fantastic.
Careful!
There's also been some not so good ones, unfortunately, like Starlight Deception. Ow.
I feel much better.
I don't know what just happened. I died. That wasn't good. Oh, I failed the challenge. That's too bad. No, I'm actually not going to run the challenge again. But yeah, this was Attack on the Yard, a toy box. You can find it on Disney Infinity, and I do recommend it. It is a lot of fun. Oops, that's not what's up toy. Build. There was one more I was going to try out here, and it is called Training Station Alpha. You are a new cadet assigned to a remote space station for flight training. There are reports of the Empire in the area, though, so be careful. Alright, let's change who we got. Let's go with Han Solo. Can't go wrong with Han Solo. Now I picked the ones that I picked specifically because they are not by known toy box creators. There are a group of creators that you see frequently. They do excellent boxes. You got guys like Sumerian, Pirate Steven, Mighty Jidus, the Viserys, Eridati, Model Train Man. If I left a name off that list, it's not on purpose. I'm just cutting it short. But these guys are great creators. You see their names come up all the time. As far as I'm concerned, they don't need more publicity because they get plenty. They win the contest. Their boxes are frequently featured, and that's awesome. They deserve it. Let's be clear about that. They do deserve it. But I want to give some focus to people who don't get featured all that often, and you might miss over them because you didn't see them. They might not be the greatest toy boxes, they're not going to be the award-winning ones necessarily, but they are fun. They are competently put together. They provide entertainment, and you know, it can be very hard to find decent toy boxes.
Here goes nothing.
Toy box. Alright, so here we go. Welcome to our training outpost, Cadet. We are going to get you started right away on our obstacle course. Use your training fighter to find and destroy all the targets we have hidden. I've turned off your targeting computer so you don't rely on it like my buddy Luke. Good luck, and don't try to leave the arena. We have deflector shields up. Now again, I have played this toy box, so I know where the targets are. They're not on your radar, so you have to find them. It can take a little while to find them. But I have previously, and here we go. I like that the targets move, and then also, which is kind of cool, you can see there that there's some sliding blocks, which kind of makes things a little more fun, a little more interesting. And then there's some turrets. The turrets really don't do anything. They're just, I guess, flavor, I would say. Alright, where were the other ones? I think there's one in here. Also, I like you're flying the Avengers jet. It's not necessarily the most intuitive to be used during a what is basically a Star Wars themed week. Alright, I missed one somewhere. Where did I miss? Ah, there it is. Okay, and we defeated him.
Ah!
There's a nice little glitch in the system. You can see down at the bottom the globes have respawned. I say glitch, that's actually the wrong word. Because you can see... Oh, talk to her for a minute. Because it was talking about how the Empires actually showed up. You can see if I go back to Biggs, he's still got the exclamation point above his head, so I can run the mission again. Which I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, to be honest, because it's kind of confusing. I think it would have been better. Take our old Y-Wing and destroy their TIE fighters to slow them down. As I was saying, I think it would have made more sense to reactivate it after doing this mission and be like, hey, just have fun, do whatever you want, play these all day long. But, alright, so we're going after some TIE fighters in a Y-Wing. Why a Y-Wing and not an X-Wing or Millennium Falcon or a Ghost?
Not bad, kid.
But it is kind of cool. If you didn't buy the Cowardice pack for Star Wars, I think it was the Rising of the Empire pack. The Y-Wing was one of the vehicles you could get in that pack. So if you didn't get that pack, then you can actually still play with it in a toy box that has it loaded in. Same for the Slave 1. Actually, now that I think about it, I think the Avengers jet that we used in the first half is also in that same boat. And I think the ties crashed into each other. There were more than two. Come back here. Boom. That is interesting. The Y-Wing does not destroy TIE fighters as fast as the X-Wing does. Which makes sense, it's a bomber, not a fighter. But, actually, I don't think anything destroys TIE fighters as fast as the X-Wing does. It's an amazingly powerful combat ship. How many TIE fighters go? I think we had destroyed 20 of these, and we're up to 16. And they came out as 4 at a time originally, but now they're only coming out 2 at a time, which is kind of odd. I don't know why that is, but it does mean that it actually starts more difficult and ends less difficult. Boom.
Ha-ha!
And there's still a TIE fighter flying around. Well done, Cadet. Our transports escaped with no casualties. The rebellion is in your debt. Damn straight it is.
Pretty good, huh?
Well done, Han. Alright, and that, even though there's no real explicit message saying so, that was the end of the level. Here we go. And these guys are all trapped in here, which is great. Here you go. Have an R2. And there you go, Princess, you can go talk to Biggs. And that was the end of that. These were the 3 toy boxes I wanted to test. There are links in the description if you want to play any of these yourself and you have Disney Infinity 3.0. Give them a shot, they're a lot of fun. If you do enjoy playing them, make sure you go back and like them so that their creators get more visibility. And yeah, I'm going to take my leave there. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good rest of the day.